All right, all right. Well, that means we're ready to start. Oh, welcome everybody. I'm so happy to have everyone here. We're gonna do a little yoga. As you guys know, we're gonna just do a few different types of sun salutations. We'll do a good warm up and just take care of yourself. That's the biggest thing. Remind yourself that your mat is your safe place. Even if you've done yoga for a long time and all of a sudden one day something doesn't feel right, guess what? Maybe it was something you did, especially holiday weekends and things when heat, any changes. Yeah, our bodies tend to change. And since I have some new faces in, Peggy's heard me say this before, but also be mindful, your left side and right side are different, because I'm like, everyone's like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, left-handed, right-handed, left hand, you're carrying everything because you need the dexterity in whatever, if you're your dominant hand, right? Or think about when you sling a backpack over, it's usually one side or push a door open. And so you gotta be mindful on both sides of the body too. So just because we do one thing on one side, go take it easy, and if something doesn't feel right, you know, trust those warning signs, those alerts, right? So, all right, well, let's come to a comfortable seated position. Looks like everybody's kind of seated in a good position. Feel free to put legs out in front of you, whatever it takes. Sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and close the eyes if you're comfortable with that. If not, just gaze softly at the ground. And just take a few nice, long, deep breaths here. Just nice and slow. Big, long inhale. And nice, long exhale out. Let's do that again. Big breath in. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Let's do one more. Nice breath in. And big breath out. Excellent. I want you to draw your chin back, like you're pulling your head back a little bit. So pulling that chin in, and then bring it down towards the chest. And from here, we're going to set our intention for our practice. Just a little goal for yourself, or something you want to bring more of into your life. Maybe more positivity, maybe more creativity, more love, whatever you kind of are craving or needing today. Go ahead and set that intention for the practice today. And go ahead and send a kind thought off to someone else. All right, you can keep your eyes closed if you wish, but lift the chin up. And we'll start with some shoulder rolls. So bring those shoulders up towards the ears. Draw them back and down. Nice big circles with the shoulders. Really check in with the upper body. And as we're doing this, find your breath, right? So find those inhales and exhales. Inhale as the shoulders rise. Exhale as we draw them down. Beautiful. And we'll switch directions. Same thing. Inhale as they rise up. Exhale as we draw them down. All right, we'll settle those shoulders down. We'll take care of the neck a little bit. So lifting up, crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then gently draw the left ear over towards the left shoulder. And if it feels good or you want a little extra stretch, go ahead and drop that hand, that opposite hand, down towards the ground. Feel that stretch to the side. Slowly and mindfully lift the head back up towards the center. And we'll go to the other side. So drop the ear towards the shoulder. Need a little extra stretch, drop that hand, maybe crawl the fingers away. Find that stretch through the neck. And go ahead and lift the head back towards our center. We're just going to pretend like we're looking over our shoulders. So go ahead and look like you're looking over towards the right. Beautiful. Scan the horizon and look in the opposite direction. Go to the other side again. Look over towards the right. And back over towards the left. And let's bring the head back towards our center. All right, let's take care of our wrists just a little bit, shall we? So let's just start with some nice wrist rotations, seeing how things are feeling, checking in. One direction, and then we're gonna switch, other direction. All right. We're going to take our hands and we're going to clasp them together. And we're going to actually pull them apart gently. So almost like you're going to find a little traction there. So pulling it just gently apart. Check in, make sure everything feels okay, right? Now, the top wrist doesn't work and the bottom one just relaxes. So pick one. You're like, you're going to be on top. So you're just going to pull one wrist over the top. The bottom one relaxes for a stretch. And we'll do the same thing. Come back to the center first. Find that traction like you're pulling them gently apart and then go to the other side. Beautiful. And then we'll release. Shake it up. Yeah. All right. Let's bring our feet out in front of us. So let's bring our feet out in front of us. You know where we're going, Peggy. She takes every class. Shake it out a little bit. But every class that I do, we rub our legs down. So yeah, it's because a couple of things. A, guess what? It's easy to rub your upper body like something hurts. You don't take time to rub like, oh, my inner thighs hurt. You know, this isn't something that we maybe do in pull-up, right? We do here though. It's our safe space. So go ahead, rub the inner thighs down to the calves, the shins, and really take a moment to check in with those joints. Yeah, give the legs a little love. All right, and we're gonna find a forward fold. We're gonna start out, we're gonna bring those toes back towards us, lift up through the crown of the head, and we're gonna lead with the chin, and you might not get very far. Just lead with the chin and just stop when you're like, ooh, I'm feeling that. So keep that nice flat back, looking up at your toes. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, wait, that's the forward fold. That's the start. And then we start to change our gaze towards the knees, round the back, bring the chest closer to the thighs, relax the shoulders away from one another. So it's kind of a nice broad back, yeah. Now, if you want, if your arms are long enough, then you can reach towards your toes. Notice I said, if your arms are long enough, not necessarily that you're flexible enough. Take a nice deep breath in, feel that stretch through the back, nice and slow. And big exhale out. Beautiful. All right, let's slowly start to come up. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use our straps right away. We're gonna work on a little bit of leg and hip flexibility. So go ahead and find the strap. We're gonna come down to laying down on the ground. I think I'll switch, but you guys will be able to see exactly where we're going. So go ahead, laying down on the ground. We're gonna bend, I'm gonna start with my left side. Bend the knee and bring the strap right around the toe mound. So right underneath the toes. And then go ahead and lengthen through that leg. It's okay if there's a bend in the knee. In fact, great. We didn't force it to go straight. Go ahead and take your other hand. So I have the strap in one hand, in my left hand. My right hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my fingertips and kind of massage the back of that leg, especially if it feels tight. Mine is tight kind of right behind the knee. So I'm gonna take those fingertips and it's just encouraging it to go, hey, it's okay to relax here, right? Okay, so I want you to take both straps in the left hand, and we're gonna take our right hand and place it out to the side. Now we're gonna try to keep our hips down, and we're just gonna gently guide that left foot over towards the left. Now if the right hip starts lifting off, we stop. So gently, gently guide it over, and then we'll bring it back towards our center. Nice. All right, pull the strap so you're bringing your toes closer towards you, like you're giving a nice little calf stretch. And then just press gently into that strap. And then release, give yourself that little stretch through the calf. And then press a little bit into the strap. And release. And we're gonna bend that knee and we'll go to the other side. All right, so right knee will bring up. We'll place that strap right below the toe mound. We'll let that leg stretch out as straight as it will go. Not necessarily that it will be straight, but that's okay. Both hands are in that right hand. Take the left fingertips and kind of give it a good little kind of scratchy massage, right? We're gonna just wake up that muscle in the back of the leg. All right, the reason we're doing this is because a lot of times, guess what, forward fold, we're gonna do a lot in sun salutations, right? And this might be a little gentler, a little more gentle stretch here. So, all right, you can just maybe straighten it out, that leg a little. All right, and here we go. We're gonna take that left hand, reach it over to the side, and we're gonna guide that foot out to the right. Nice stretch. If that left hip starts pulling up, we stop. And then we guide that foot back towards our center. Beautiful. And then we're going to pull that strap a little bit, bring the toes closer to us for that little calf stretch. Press the toes into the strap. And then release, pull the toes down a little. And press into that strap. And release again. And then we'll get rid of that strap. We'll set it over to the side. We can bring both knees up into the chest. Maybe give ourselves a little rock side to side. Give ourselves that little back massage, right? And then we're starting to rock forward and back. You can cross the ankles if you like. And then we'll come up to seated. Excellent. And we'll find tabletop. How about that? We'll find tabletop. All fours. So go ahead and spread those fingers out nice and wide to start with, right? And then we're going to draw that the thumb in a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be our position for anytime the hands are on the ground. And you want to feel that pressure a little bit in that first, that knuckle right here on the first finger and into the thumb to protect those wrists, right? So let's check in with our wrists and hips and knees and ankles and fun stuff, right? All those joints that they're just awesome, right? Come around in a big circle, either direction. Come around and check in. Check in like, okay, my wrists are feeling okay. My hips are feeling okay. Sometimes they like to make music. In other words, they like to make a little snap, crackle, pop, right? As long as there's no pain going on with the popping, that's okay. Also, if your brain isn't going, oh my God, this doesn't feel right. Like I remember there's a certain move of like lifting my feet up towards the ceiling when you're like on your back. It's like a common like lower ab thing. And I was like, my brain just kept saying, nope, 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 nope. And I didn't hurt, but I knew just something wasn't right. So trust your instincts with your body. Switch directions. Switch directions, big circles around, check in, go, okay, this feels good. You guys are going up to Duluth this week. If you're hiking, this is a good thing to do beforehand to check in with those joints and wrists and things. All right. Look, liking everybody where everybody's shoulder placement is. But we're going to do something just a little, just a nice little reminder up. So we're going to come back just to seated. If it's okay, just sit back on your feet. And if not, you can always sit up too. But I want you just to take your hands and like relax them. And I want you to just gently, just like swing them up and stop. Yeah. Now pull your shoulder blades back. All right, look how far away your hands are. Yeah, that's how far they should be. You can relax them for a minute. It's like, okay, that was a lot. That's how far they should be away in downward dog. You know, luckily you have an instructor that has bigger shoulders, but you get somebody in here that has narrow shoulders and it's like their hands are right here and don't put your hands here. Yours will be, you know, right here. So that is where your shoulder placement is for downward dog. Hey, we already learned something today, right? So go ahead. We'll swing those arms. We'll bring them up. Ha, right there. Place them on the ground. Now you can walk them forward if you think you need to. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to find our first downward dog. So tuck those toes under. Find that first downward dog. Oh, yes. And then go ahead and stretch it out a little. Yep. Just go ahead, pedal the knees in. Find that good stretch. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and look forward towards those hands. We're going to gently walk those feet up. Give yourself a generous knee bend, and we'll start to roll up. Just one vertebra at a time until we're up to standing. Yeah. All right, roll those shoulders back. Now, another thing is foot placement, right? Good Ashtanga teacher is going to stand like this. You do not need to. We're not doing Ashtanga. If you want to, you can. So feel in your hips and body whatever feels good to you for foot placement. All right, let's start with some salutation, right, shall we? So let's roll those arms forward, palms up, roll the shoulders back. Go ahead, lift the toes up, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, drop them down. Beautiful. We're going to start with the hatha salutation. I'm turning away so you're like, so otherwise I'll be all confused trying to do, yeah, virtual and real, right? So go ahead, inhale, bring those hands up overhead. And we're going to exhale, find a forward fold, but bend through the knees a little bit and drop the chest down to the thighs and drop those fingers down to the floor. From here, see if you have a little stretch in the back of the legs. If you do, you can go ahead and lift those legs up, draw the chest towards the knees a little bit closer. Beautiful. And we're going to find that halfway lift. So go ahead and lift up about halfway, a little bit more, so we get that flat back feeling. We're going to draw those shoulder blades away from the ears, and then exhale, drop it back down into that forward fold. All right, from here, we're going to drop our weight over to the right foot. Left foot is going to crane up, and we're going to slide it way back to the back of the mat. Drop it down, float it down to the mat. Drop the knee down, and we're going to look up, right? We're going to go really slow through this first one, so we do a little stretch here. So pull that hip forward. If it feels good to you and you want to come up, you can. You can come into a nice little crescent. And then we'll draw it back down. And guess what? We're going to take that other foot and we're going to draw it back into our downward dog. Find your breath here. Nice long spine. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and drop the knees to the floor. This is the forgotten pose. I call this the forgotten pose. So it's eight angle pose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess what? Chin to chest. 7, 8. And we keep the hips up until we melt into the ground. Oh, right? We're going to go up. We're going to do 3 little cobras just to start, just to warm our back up. So go ahead, lift without pressing too much. If you can, you can press it, just keep stable. And then exhale, draw it back down. Go ahead and lift up again. If you want to press a little bit this time, go ahead. Press up, pull the shoulders back, pull the chest forward, and drop it back down. Beautiful. Again, lifting up. This time, when you want to push up, you can come up as deeply as you wish. And we'll come back down. Excellent. Tuck the toes under. And I'm going to ask you to come to downward dog. Now, if you really want to do a push-up from all the way down here, feel free. That's kind of hard though, isn't it? Right? So I suggest coming up a little bit on tabletop and coming back up into our downward dog. Right? Find that breath. All right, left foot is the one we started with, stepping back. So now we step that foot forward. Same thing, we drop it down a little bit. This time we don't come all the way up. We just look forward. Yeah. And then we're going to step that back foot forward into a forward fold. Oh, the fun part is we bend our legs, bring our hips down, and find we can pass on a chair pose. Right? Look up through your hands. Find your breath. And we're going to come all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Nice, 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 nice. We're going to go to the other side. So inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, find that forward fold. Soften through the knees. Chest comes down. Inhale, we'll find the halfway lift. Lengthen. Exhale, bring it back down. And this time we shift our weight to the left. Right foot cranes up, slides back, and floats to the ground. We drop that knee down. Guess what? Here's where we can come up if we like. Inhale up all the way. Yeah. And then we exhale, bring it down. Front foot comes back, slides back into downward dog. We connect with that breath here, that Ujjayi breath if you know it. Excellent. Now we go to knees, chin, and chest down to the ground. Beautiful. And then we melt. We're just going to do one over here, however you want to do it. If you want to push up a little bit, if you want to go straight forward, whatever works for you. And then melt that down. We find our downward dog, right? Push up or tabletop back to that downward dog. Find that breath. All right, we started with the right foot. So right foot is going to step forward. So look forward towards the hands and then step forward. We drop that back knee, we just look up a little. And then we soften and come back up and step forward into that forward fold. Drop the hips down, come up into Asana, mighty pose. Chairs are no fun. Chairs are no fun. This is mighty pose. Yeah, that's so much better, right? Inhale, lift up, and exhale, bring the hands down, bring them up towards center. Let's do those again, but a little bit faster, shall we? So this is the hatha. If you've seen hatha vinyasa, that's what these are. So I will, I'll start here. So, all right. Palms forward, roll the shoulders back. Here we go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, find that forward fold. Soften through the knees and then lift up if there's a little extra stretch there. Inhale, halfway. Nice flat back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bring it down. Plant the hands down. Shift the weight to the right. Left foot cranes up, slides back, and floats down. Back knee comes down, and we can lift up. Beautiful. And exhale, bring the hands down, and we step that front foot back into downward dog. And here's where we get to reconnect. We get a little time in our downward dog to find some space here. All right, that lovely 8-angle pose. So guess what? Come forward, knees, chin, and chest to the floor. And then we melt down into the ground. You can even press the top of your feet down into the floor a little bit if you like, and lift up into a cobra. And come back down. Finding down dog. So push it button up, or tabletop and up. Back to that downward dog. Reconnect with the breath. Beautiful. Look forward towards the hands. Bring that back foot forward into that nice lunge. Yes. Yep. Beautiful. All right. Here's the hard part, right? You step forward into that forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift. Oh, I'm sorry. Drop those hips. We forgot our favorite pose. Right? Oh, mighty pose. That's lovely, lovely. Chair pose. Look up if you can close it. And then inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring it down, shift the weight over to the left. Right foot cranes up, slides back, and floats down to the ground. Beautiful. This is where we get to come up. I turn off my phone's notification, right? Oh. Find that breath, bring it back down. We lift up that back knee and we slide that front foot back into our downward dog. Find the breath, lengthen through the spine. So think of that nice long spine, beautiful. All right, coming down towards the floor, knees, chin, chest. And then we melt. And we can find our cobra. If you want to press down with the feet, if you want to press them together, the legs together, you can. Yeah. And come back down. Find your downward dog. So push up and up, or finding the tabletop and up. Beautiful. Find that breath. Nice. Look forward towards the hands. Right foot comes forward. We lift up just a little bit. Yeah. And then we'll step that other foot forward into that forward fold. Drop the hips down. And we're coming up into mighty pose. Beautiful. Find that breath. Beautiful. Inhale all the way up. And bring our hands at heart center. Congratulations, you did 2 sun salutations. All that was only 2 because you do both sides, right? All right, I think we're going to do one little workshop while we're here. So let's just come back down towards our mat. Nice way. So inhale up and exhale. Find that forward fold. Step back into downward dog, however you would like to get there. And we're going to bring our knees down. We're going to just come to seated. We're just going to do a tiny workshop on stepping forward. And it's a good reminder, even though like Peggy is our seasoned veteran, but it's always good to get reminders on things too. So even if you're like, come to classes and stuff and you're like, downward dog, it's the most common pose. It's like, ask the question, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? You know, so stepping forward is a simple action, but it's not easy for everybody. And it'll get you hung up, right? You're like, why is it taking me that much longer? Now, I have an advantage, right? Peggy knows my advantage. My arms are 3 inches longer than I am tall. Remember when I said, if you can touch your toes, it's because I can touch my toes and I don't even have to bend over, right? I can't even touch my toes. I'm like, well, I can touch beyond my toes, right? And that's not, it's just the way to go. But stepping forward, so from downward dog, it's really hard to step forward if you continue to look back, because I'll turn to the side. So you're trying to step forward if you're looking and you're like, hey, why isn't this working? Well, that's why. And so what we're going to do is when you look forward, you can even creep forward a little bit if that helps. Look up, build this big dome up, right? This, because you need space under here to step forward. So stepping forward, you can step forward. Notice where my knee goes. I'm bringing it out to the side, like in a lovely, plank. So bring it out to the side. Sneak the foot under, sneak the knee under. All right, bring it back. We'll try this a couple times. So crank it out to the side, sneak it under. We'll see if that works for you. So first, guess what? Right, so shake those wrists. We're gonna do it a couple times, right? So make sure wrists are okay. If you're like, nope, I'm just gonna sit and watch and I'll do this later at home, that works too. But otherwise, if the wrists are feeling okay, we're gonna tuck those toes under, find a downward dog. Then we're gonna go ahead, look forward, build that big dome up. You can even come up onto the toes, bring your left knee towards your left elbow, sneak that foot as close up as you can. Yep, and then sneak the knee under. Yay! Was that better? Yeah. Let's step forward just because we can. Step forward. Yeah. And then we'll step back. We'll come back. And we'll come back into downward dog. Other side, you ready? So look forward towards the hands, come up onto the toes. Right side comes to the right elbow, right knee to the right elbow. Sneak that foot under. Yay, we did it. Sorry, yeah, it was easier. But you guys got far closer to the front, right? Yeah, all right. Let's come back into our lovely downward dog. Bring your knees out nice and wide onto the mat. Bring the toes sort of together, right? And come down into child's pose, your version of child's pose. Forehead, yay, everybody's forehead pretty much coming to the mat. Now, if it's not comfortable for a forehead to come to the mat, we just build up. We place our one hand on top of each other. We can build one fist on top of each other. The important thing in child's pose is feeling comfortable, feeling safe, feeling relaxed. Make sure the shoulders feel okay. So if they know that shoulder injury or the tricep injury is not feeling good, bring the hands back behind you or bring them closer to your head. That way you're in a more comfortable position. Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and come forward into our tabletop position, all fours. We're going to tuck our toes under, find that lovely downward dog. Beautiful. Look forward towards the hands. Walk or hop forward. Give yourself a nice generous knee bend and roll on up. Yay, roll the shoulders back. I think because I made you grab blocks, we're going to go into doing a little work on triangles, series. So, it's hard being stuck. I'm going to pretend my map is this way. So you guys can see. Actually, I will move it. I will move it so you have the visual. I'm going to step to the other side. So, all right. Perfect. So get your blocks handy. We're going to have them off to the side, on either side in the front. Beautiful. All right. And guess what? We'll be off our wrists for a little bit too. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back with that right foot. We're just going to find a lovely high lunge. So we're up on the toes, bringing those hands up towards the ceiling. Drop those shoulders down and see how things are feeling. Now, we don't need to do a lot of warrior ones anymore because this is an awkward hip position. If you're ever in a class and they want you to do warrior one and this feels better, it probably will feel better. Go ahead and do a high lunge. So go ahead, draw the left hand forward and the right hand back into warrior two. And you might have to wiggle the feet. That's one thing they don't tell you, right? It's okay to wiggle your feet in yoga. Go ahead, we're gonna flip that front hand and find a reverse. So the feet and the legs stay right where they are, and we just tip back. Check in, make sure everything feels okay. Check in, yeah, good. And you, guess what? You can look down at your back foot. How does that feel versus looking up towards the hand? Did it just change your life, right? All right, so come back into our warrior two. Press down through that front heel, yeah. Press to the pinky edge on that back foot. Reach out in front, reach out and back. Excellent. We're going to drop this back hand down. Front elbow drops to that front knee. Yeah. We're going to open up that chest. We're going to open it up right to that side wall. Beautiful. I'm going to come up right here in front of you. Open up to the side wall. Reach up and over. Big stretch. I know, we're not getting to triangle yet, are we? We're getting prepped for it. All right, come back into our warrior two. And now the big leap of faith. You soften through that back knee, step forward into our mountain pose. Go ahead and exhale. Go ahead, close the eyes if you like. Take a breath in. And exhale and breathe out. Nice. Okay, other side. We're gonna shift our weight to the left. Right foot. I'm sorry, left foot comes back. Other foot. The other foot comes back. How's that? Find that lovely high lunge. You can reach out nice and tall, but then soften through the shoulders again. Beautiful. Find that beautiful high lunge. And then left hand draws back, right hand forward into that warrior two. Other side. Yep. Wiggle if you have to get a little balance here. Press down through that front heel. Flip that front hand. Find a reverse. If you like looking up at your hand, go ahead. That's totally fine. My neck prefers to look down. My stability prefers to look down at that back foot. So it's just a variation. No one is, neither one is better than the other. So come back towards our warrior two. Press down through that front heel, press down through that pinky edge of that back foot. Drop that back hand. Front elbow comes to that front knee. Pull open that top shoulder and then reach up and over in that nice long angle. So think about the fingertips to that back pinky edge as being the longest that your body can be. Beautiful, nice stretch. Coming back towards our warrior two. Pull it back a little, soften to that back knee because we're just going to move forward. We're avoiding a sun salutation to get to the other side is what we're doing. All right? Okay, we're going to use blocks. I'll probably move them over here so we can see them and use them. All right, so we're just going to shift our weight over to the left. Right foot's going to come back up onto the toes into that nice high lunge. Right? Beautiful. You know where we're going, right? Warrior two. Yeah, nice. I realize my block's a little farther away than I thought, but that's okay. Flip that front hand, find a reverse. We're just stretching to the sides for our triangle. Beautiful, come back towards our warrior two. Elbow to the front knee, reach. Now, look down at your block, and you're gonna want it probably down by the heel. I'm actually gonna put it on my highest setting. So it's kind of across from my heel, highest setting, reach up and over. Come back towards our warrior two. Nice. Straighten through that front leg. We're going to reach forward just a little bit and tip down and reach for that block. Yeah. Now, I would like to see you two. Yeah, on the high setting. I make everybody do the high setting because just coming down doesn't make it a better triangle. The length of your spine makes it a better triangle. So rather than pulling forward, yeah, we're that nice tall spine. Now maybe even we can come up to our fingertips on that block. Yeah. Now, advanced position would be, I got rid of that block. I'm not even holding on. And you will feel it a little bit in the front leg. So feel free to put a little micro bend in that front leg if you need to. All right, bend that front knee. Come on. You want to learn something about triangle at all? I hope so. I hope so. Bring those hands at heart center, soften through that back knee, step forward. We're just exploring and seeing, right? We're playing. It's a good play day, isn't it, Peggy? It's a good play day. All right, so we're going to go to the other side so you kind of know where that block might be. So go ahead, shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake off whatever we've thought about in this process. Go ahead. Inhale, let's bring our hands up. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Excellent. Shift the weight over to the right. Left foot steps back. Nice high lunge. Beautiful. And then we'll open up into our warrior two. Find your breath here. Find some strength. Press down through that front heel, back to the pinky edge of that back foot. Pull that front palm up towards the ceiling. Find that reverse. Look down or up, whichever you prefer. Beautiful. Come forward into our lovely warrior two. You know where we're going. Now look to the knee, drop it down. Roll it open, because this is where we want to feel. This is the action we want to feel in that triangle when we get there. But now we can look down. We can move our block a little closer to where we want it. We're going to come back. We're going to roll that open, right? Yeah. We're going to come back towards our warrior two. Think about that open chest. Extend through that front leg. Maybe we tip forward a little bit. And we tip down just right for that block. Yeah. Beautiful. Feel free to find that micro bend. If it's a little too much in that front leg, that is totally okay. Just think about rolling open, nice long side. Beautiful. Love, love, love these triangles. All right, coming back. We're going to bend that front knee, come back up towards our warrior two. Soften through that back knee, step forward, and step forward. We're just going to drop those hands down and relax. You know what? Let's get to a little balance tonight. Let's get to a little balance. I have to get rid of this mat though. When I stand on something too squishy, I'm like, whoop. Well, hey, that's all right. So shake it out. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. So, since you're new to my class, you get to play around a little with them. We're just gonna do tree. First, let's do a like easy dancer. Gosh, Peggy, it's been a while since I've been in like a regular flow class with you. So it's like, hey, oh, we're just gonna start with this easy dancer that we do. This is not dancer pose. We're not doing that one. We're doing the easy version. So all you're gonna do is pick a foot whatever foot you want to start with the balance, and feel free to move blocks out of the way or step out of the way, whatever works for you. Take your so shift your weight over to one leg, and we're just gonna bring our toe out on the other side and bring a hand out, right? We're like, hey. That's the easy, this is the easy dancer, right? Is it easier than a regular to be like foot behind dancer? Now see if you can lift that foot up and just check in with the ankle, check in with the balance today. Yeah. Now it's easy, but if we stood here for 10 minutes, it might not be so easy, right? And we have the knees down. And we'll go to the other side, so checking in. One thing with your foot, I didn't do in the first one, but heel, roll down the toe gives you a little bit better base. And then we just check in, toe out to the side, we might reach up, we want to play around, yeah, and check in with our balance. Easy enough, right? Woo! Strong breeze today, right? On this side. One side's different, yeah? Because guess what? The first side you liked better. Everyone always starts with their favorite side first. All right, so we're going to go into tree pose. And just a reminder, refresher, tree pose. Do it here, do it here. Technically, you can do it on here. Supposedly, I am not that fan, but somebody told me that it's okay. She doesn't add any stuff, so I'm like, all right, but I don't, so I don't like it. But those are your options. Now, the other piece is you get to make it your own. I always tell people, like, if you're stuck and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna have my hands here, great. But otherwise, if you can play around, whatever you're comfortable with. I'd rather have you play around more with a steady base rather than struggling and playing around. So find what works for you. And Peggy, I'm going off camera, so because I'm going to stand behind them, so I'll show you a little bit when we start. So, but then I will step behind you so you don't have a person moving in front of you. How's that? How's that for fun, right? So start with your favorite side. Heel down, toes down. And then bring a foot forward, however you want, into the shin, into the calf, into the thigh, and then go ahead and make this pose. Go ahead and hold it here for a while. You can hold it, grow your branches. You can reach out, you can flip palms. Go nice and slow, take your time, moving out of your visual. Yeah. Now, I forgot the other rule is we're going to come out nice and gracefully if we can. So, yeah. Take your time. But start to notice when you want to come out and start to move downward. Start to bring the hands maybe back towards heart center. Maybe bring them in, whatever works best for you. And then when you are ready, release that foot down to the ground nice and gently. Yes, perfect. Oh, you guys did awesome. Oh, they did awesome. Because, yeah, one thing I hate is like, here's a pose, here's another pose. So take your time, make it your own, and then go to the other side. So I'm going to go off camera again because you guys know what to do on the other side, right? So when you're ready, roll it down from the heel all the way down to the toes. Take your time and find what balance you have on this other side. Be mindful that it might look different. It might be a completely different setup than the other side. Or maybe you're like, oh, I'm doing great today. I'm really going to push myself and try to stay here and find some softness, find some stillness, whatever you need. And again, same thing. When we are ready, when we're ready to go, oh my gosh, I'm ready to come out, that's when we start to make our way down and finding our way back to our standing position. Excellent. Shake it out. You guys did great. You guys did great. Any other standing balance requests? Any balance requests? No? No? Let's do eagle. be mindful of, so eagle pose, you know, we're gonna wrap it up. Those of you with shoulder or tricep injuries, give yourself a hug. That's all you have to do, right? Now, if eagle itself, like, you know, strikes fear into your heart of doing this lovely wraparound, so just do a toe down. Just do a toe down. So I'm going to go this way so you're not confused, because it's like, right, you have to turn and spinning and stuff. No, it's not. We're not going to turn and spin. Don't worry. All right. So let's bring our right hand up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes over. Either connect and find your palms together, or give yourself that nice little hug. Come down just slightly into a lovely Utkatasana, right? Shift your weight over to the right. Left foot comes up and over. And we can, you know, wind it around or put the toe down. Yeah. Whatever works best for you. Beautiful. I'm checking in. See where you guys are at. All right. So left thumb, see if you can bring it to your third eye. Left thumb, bring it to the third eye. I'm changing something right as we're going, so right? You're like, okay. And then we're gonna unwind and bring that foot behind us. Yeah. The other arm, we're gonna sweep it out and behind us. We're gonna come into warrior two with that thumb on the third eye, right? We go, mine is low, we're back to warrior two. Yeah, you get it? Or like, or no? You maybe start on the other side. All right, step it forward, and we'll go to the other side. Shake it up. All right, the other side. Left hand comes up. Right hand comes over. We find either eagle arms or a gentle hug. Bring it down a little bit into that soft little chair. Right foot comes over left, either coming into toe down or wrapping it around, whatever works best for you. Yep. All right, do you want to know where we're going? Left thumb comes up to between the brows. All right, unwrap the legs and bring it into that nice lunge. And we unwind, open up, and we go. Mine is long, we're in warrior two, right? That was just fun. Right? It was just fun. Come back, step it forward to the front of your mat. Reach those hands down to your side. Inhale, bring those hands up overhead. Exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring it down. Stepping back into downward dog. Beautiful, beautiful. Stepping back into our downward dog. Excellent. Bring the knees down towards the floor. Bring the hips back towards your heels. Get nice and low here. All right, slide forward. We're coming forward. Now you can come into an up dog if you want to come up. And then release the feet, press up. Or you can find cobra. And then we find our downward dog. Connect with the breath. Excellent. Look forward towards the hands. Walk or hop the feet forward. Find that halfway lift. And a forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Look up towards the hands. Beautiful. Hands at heart center. Release them down. Inhale, shoulders up, toes up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, raise those hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half the lift. Nice and long through that spine. Forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into downward dog. Connect with the breath here. Excellent. Knees come down towards the floor. Hips come back towards the heels. We're going to slither, right? Like that snake, right? So if you're going to come into up dog, you kind of come up. And then you flip the feet and come up. If you're going into cobra, we stay nice and low. So let's come back into our downward dog. Let's do both of those, just so you guys know the difference here. So knees come down towards the floor. Hips come back towards the heel. We're going to go into cobra this time. So slide nice and low. You lay down. Knees, ankles together. Press the top of the feet down. Pull the shoulders back. Lift up through the chest. We shine our chest forward. And bring it back down. And we find our downward dog. So we can tuck the toes, find our tabletop, and back towards our downward dog. We're going to come into up dog this time. So knees come to the floor. Hips get back towards the heels. We kind of have a visual of coming up. So we scoop up and we flip the feet and press up. Yeah. And then we can find our downward dog. You can drop the knees if you need to, or just press up and flip the feet into downward dog. Beautiful. Bring the knees down nice and wide, toes together. Check in with the wrists. Go ahead and wrap them around, rock them around. Nice little stretch here. I don't know about you guys, but I want to do pigeon pose tonight. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting that. Yes. All right. Good, good, good. And another reason to have blocks closed just in case we need them for pigeon pose. We'll see. So let's come up to our tabletop, all fours. Most people love coming in from downward dog, so we're going to come in from downward dog. So if you don't want to, you can just bring the knee forward. So if you're like, I am done with downward dogs, my wrists are done, go ahead. But otherwise, tucking the toes under, find a lovely downward dog. And then we're going to look forward towards the hands, whichever side you guys want to start with. I should say that. You want to lift a leg up and come into your pigeon pose, however you want to come into pigeon pose. Just freely forward. Yeah. And find that lovely pigeon pose. Now, if it's too much to be up here, this is where I was saying that block comes in handy. You guys build it up this way too. So, but yeah, looks like everybody's kind of has an idea of where their pigeon pose is. But yeah, if like for me, if like my neck starts to drop down, so finding a block to keep that nice long neck is not, blocks aren't crutch. Blocks are just bringing the floor closer to you. Right? It's just bringing the floor closer to you. So if it feels good to have that block there, go ahead. Relax down through the shoulders. Relax down through the legs. And just find the breath. Slow the breath back down. We're done working for the day. Especially, it looks like everybody is able to get their forehead onto the block or to the floor. Rock your head from side to side if it feels good. Yeah, we carry a lot of tension between those eyebrows. So find that little spot right there to rock it side to side and release. A couple more breaths here. We'll start to find our way to the other side. Reminding yourself that when you move, it's slow and gentle. So whenever you're ready, start to make your way up. You might want to tuck the toe under and come back into downward dog if that feels good to you. Otherwise, you can just come open and we'll come back to tabletop. And we'll find our way to the other side. If you want to lift the other leg up, you're welcome to. Or if you just want to bring that knee forward, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. Take your time. When you're ready, find that nice long spine. Walk those hands out in front. And then think of that, continuing that long spine right all the way through the back of the neck. So if you're dropping down too far, you know, it's nice to find that little bit of compression on that front leg. But go ahead, use the block if you like. Slow, even inhale. Slow, even exhale. Checking in with all those warning signs in the body. So if something's not feeling right, feel free to come out of the posture, out of the pose. It's just a pose. that your mat is still your safe place. Couple more breaths here. So whenever you're ready, start to make your way back up. If you don't want to do one last downward dog, guess what? You can just come over to the open side, bring that other knee up. And then we're gonna find our way to seated. You guys will have toes pointed towards me. And we're gonna come down for our Shavasana. So feel free to just start to roll down. If you want any final stretches, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, we're gonna just gently bring those knees in towards the chest and maybe rock it side to side. Maybe bring your thoughts back to those intentions that you set for yourself, those wishes that you wanted at the beginning of our practice today. And then finally, bring the forehead towards the knees, squeeze the eyes, the jaw, everything tight as you can. And then take a full body stretch, fingers to the back, toes to the front, big inhale. And we exhale, bring our hands down at our side for Shavasana. Now, palms up is generally gaining insight, gaining energy. So if you've been seeking an answer or knowledge, or if you've been wiped out lately, go ahead and place those palms up towards the ceiling. If life has been coming at you a little too fiercely, go ahead and place those palms down towards the ground. I invite you to bring your awareness back to your breath. I invite you to start to breathe a little more deeply. free to bring a little movement into the fingers, into the toes. Maybe brush your thumb across your fingertips to bring back the sensation of touch. Go ahead and rock your head from side to side if that feels good to you. Feel free to stay right here on your back, or if you'd like to roll to one side or the other, go ahead and lift your arm up towards the head, maybe bring knees up, and then roll over using your bicep as that pillow. Taking your time whenever you're ready, starting to make your way back up to a seated position. When you find yourself here, I welcome you to bring your hands at heart center if you wish. I thank each and every one of you for joining me in your practice today, for taking this time for yourself, for exploring your practice, or just reigniting it. The light teacher in me honors the light teacher in each one of you. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Yay. We feel good. Oh yeah, I gotta turn the camera off. Hi, Peggy. Yay. We'll see you. Oh, maybe Friday, Sunday.
Thanks, Elise. Great class.
Welcome. Bye-bye.